I was popping YouTube. Welcome to another video. Today I'm doing a trade recap. I am still in this trade. It's been a very long time on the chart, so I'm trying to get this over with. So I'm gonna just see if the trade has found take profit, if I get stopped out or not. I'm gonna actually move this lower just because I'm not doing nothing with $14, so I might as well just have it at break even. But yeah. So trade recap. Trade that took today. What I did right, what I did wrong, and today I did break a few of my rules. I'm not proud of it. Today definitely could have been a lot better. A lot of avoidable things that I did wrong, and I'm gonna let y'all learn from that. I'm gonna help y'all out, tell everything I did so that you can avoid these same mistakes. Before we even get started, though, happy July 4th to everybody out there. Today is Independence Day, so if you, your family members, your loved ones, friends, family, whatever the case may be, if y'all served, appreciate you for your service. Thank you for that. And yeah, let's get right into this trade recap though. So first off, coming to the day, the first rule that I broke was I took a trade before 9:35. Now I have a rule set where I do not trade the first 5 minutes of open, and I don't trade pre-market just because it never really works for me. My win rate is like 30%. My average win rate is usually like 50 to 60. So y'all see it's a big change. Today I did do that. Going into the morning, what I wanted to see at first was longs. We had a lot of buy side here. We had just tapped into a higher time frame imbalance. I really was waiting to see some type of long setup form. And with that being said, I zoomed in. It was around 9. Okay, I took a long off of this imbalance right here. I don't even know what is this. Oh yeah, it's a volume imbalance. I longed off this volume imbalance, and as I can see, I got obliterated. Right after that, it was low size, which I'm happy with that. I did manage my risk properly. However, it still was an avoidable loss. I then took another trade. I took 2 trades pre-market. Not proud of. I then took another trade that did make the loss back. I did end up taking a short once it was an internal change in the state around here. I did catch a couple points from that. I made my loss back. However, at this point, I feel like I should have just honestly probably walked away. I could have been better off, save myself the time because yes, I did make, this amount of money today, but it went through a lot for it. I got break even so many times, and honestly, not so many times. I got break even twice. I'm gonna show the actual first trade I took. So off of open, I'm gonna show y'all. I took this long right here. And on this long, the reason I took it was tap CE of this higher time frame wick, and we got this V-shaped recovery with equal highs above us. To me, this is an A+ setup. Equal highs, V-shape, coming out of multiple, trampoline type of PD arrays to where price should reject and continue in the opposing direction. Now, what I did wrong on, I'm not even mad at this trade because I did end up getting stopped at break even on this. So initially, my fill was like here, stop was beneath these imbalances, and I'm targeting this high. So we're already not at the best risk to reward. And as y'all know, I do like to trade higher risk to rewards. So with that being said, I was like, all right, once we take these equal highs and move my stop to break even, and I really want to see a continuation to these highs because I usually like to take a 2 to 3 risk to reward trade on average. I don't like to take anything beneath that. And so we had the 2 to 3 R presented itself once we had a lot of resting sell side up here. That's what I really wanted to see. So right here, we put in an SMT with ES. ES took these equal highs, and NQ did not. And at this point, I'm happy the way I managed it. I'm gonna break it down. So actually, stop talking. At this point, I ended up going break even. I moved myself to break even at the SMT. Now, some people like to take profit once you see an SMT coming. Some people will close the entire position. However, me, because I was at a negative risk to reward, if you look at an extended zoomed out point of view, if I'm gonna always take profit at negative risk rewards, I'm going to ultimately lose more than I make because of the fact that I'm taking negative risk to reward wins. I like to always take at least a 1.5 minimum, usually. Nothing beneath that, just because I know my system, I know how I trade, I know my statistics, I know my metrics. So I didn't want to close right here. Some people will tell you to. It's really up to you. It's subjective to the individual, subjective to the trader, because if you do have a higher win rate system, if you do, if you're comfortable with taking lower risk reward trades, then fine, take that. But me personally, I just went break even. I didn't take any partials. I got stopped out. I actually saved myself because, as y'all can see, I would have got cooked on this candle. My stop was beneath this low. I would have ended up getting stopped on it anyway, which I'm completely fine with. Went break even, got stopped out. From here, this is where another mistake happened. I ended up taking a short right here, which I didn't even wait for a real body close. Now, yes, it did work, but however, this trade wasn't a good trade at all. I think this was part emotional, where I was just upset that I was up a certain amount of money, and I wanted to make that back. So I took a short right here. did make a little bit of the money back, but like it wasn't really nothing. I was still about break even on the day, maybe up like $30, nothing crazy. So from there, I'm really just waiting. I gave myself to 9:30. I said if 9:30 doesn't give me anything, I'm off the charts. I'm enjoying my holiday. We are up on the week. I do want to, finish this week off good. So we don't get anything. I'm not gonna take anything else. But from there, we did get the tap of the volume imbalance again. We retapped the BPR. We got the change in the state, and this was my initial entry. Now from here, I waited, and I then pyramided. Once we got this inversion of the 30-second that we were previously respecting for a very long time, that is when I took my next position. So this was my initial entry, stop at these lows, targeting these highs. From there, once we did inverse this 30-second bearish imbalance that price was previously respecting, that is where I took that as an indication that, okay, that's full confirmation. That's everything I need. Because initially, I only took this trade with like 3 contracts, really low size, risking like $50 just to really meet my criteria so I can make the $200 for the day and be done. That was the initial plan. Then, as price gave me more confirmation, I pyramided, stop at these lows right here. We got a very strong move through this, so I ended up getting out like around up here. But y'all can see I did close at a 1.14. I did just say I like to trade over 1.5s. However, I mitigated my risk to the point where my initial, risk per entry is so little in comparison to this. Like I risk $50 on this initial entry to make 500. It's really about understanding price action and understanding your model, because once price shows me signs that we're almost guaranteed to go to, my target, I'm fine with mitigating my risk a little bit, because at this point I was risking like $200, 250. I'm fine with adding on risk when I know I have more confirmation, because usually when I'm wrong in my trades, I'm wrong. I get stopped out instantly. There's not really much hesitation with price to where I'm gonna, I'm immediately getting stopped out or I'm not. Like usually I'm gonna immediately get stopped out. That $50 would have been gone. Cool. I'm not initially entering this trade with $300-400 risk. I'm initially entering with half of that. Then once I get more confirmation, then I size in. And now I have more of a likely chance to actually win my trade. My win rate goes up because of that. And then also my average win to loss ratio is way greater because of that. And yeah, that's essentially how I manage that. And now I have runners because I do still believe that we have a lot of room to the upside. But what I did wrong on this today was just the trades pre-market, breaking my rules. I I really just forced something, thought I seen something that really wasn't there. So completely my fault on that. And yeah, that's really it. I think that today still was an overall, decent day. Still made what we made, still have secured what we have secured and potentially to make more. So I'm not mad at it. Definitely grateful for the lessons from today. I hope you guys all could have enjoyed. I hope y'all enjoy your holiday. I hope y'all stayed safe today. I didn't trade full size today just because it is a holiday. We have an early close. We actually close in an hour, so I might actually begin to just trail my stop and really mitigate this position because of the fact that we are going to close soon. We could just chop for the rest of the morning. But yeah, hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all learned something. Discord is coming very, very soon. Y'all are going to get a lot of free stuff from it. I'm extremely excited to present it to y'all. I'm extremely excited to have y'all in it. Getting a lot of positive feedback. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all. We just hit 150 subscribers. Super, super grateful, super thankful. We just doubled our subscriber count, over doubled it, honestly. And the amount of support I've been getting is extremely appreciated. I love it. I appreciate it. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all did enjoy this video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Enjoy your holiday. Peace out.